Yeah, I went to Lake Paris. I went to Lake Paris for the first time when I came out here. So I lived in the desert. I lived in the desert a long time ago. I don't remember, but I think it was the 90s or something. I came out to the desert a long time ago for a job. So I was looking for a job, and I had so like my life in San Diego was kind of all over the place. I was younger, and I just wanted to find a new area to see if I liked any new areas. And I worked out in the desert, and I think it was in the 90s. And I worked at a laboratory that had just opened out in Thousand Palms. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I could work my butt off and work my butt off and work my butt off for homeless people. So the laboratory concept was to work your butt off to love homeless people and help them to have a future and get a job. So I thought, oh, this is perfect. I want to leave the area and be proud of myself. So I did that. After a while, I realized that the management abused and even contributed to the death and harm of homeless or desperate poor people. So then I made a really up yours. I hope God gets you. I can't wait to watch you pay for what you've done at the hands of every God. I gave them like a big up yours message email to the main people of the company. And then I ended up not working there because I didn't realize it was such a disgusting place. You know, the concept seems loving, and then you work there and the people are horrifying, and you realize you didn't want to be there, and so it felt good not to work there, anyway, by the end, anyway. But that's how I knew the desert was kind of fun. I kind of liked the desert, and it was kind of neat and fun and different. So I came back out here, and I came to the desert, and I went to Lake Paris. So when I lived at the desert before, I didn't go to Lake Paris. So I came back out here because I remembered it was kind of neat out here. And I went to Lake Paris, and that lake was so beautiful. So I actually sat in the lake of Lake Paris, and everyone noticed that after I sat in the lake of Lake Paris, the statistics of the lake changed dramatically. So I sat in the water of Lake Paris, and then experts that analyze the lake and the science to take care of the fishing and people able to, fish properly, or, expert people that check the water, check the plants in the water, check the fish overall realities to make sure the fishing is nice and healthy and safe for everybody. All these fancy experts noticed that after I sat in the water seriously, severely changed. And everything statistically changed about the water after I had sat in it. So, yeah, you're right. If I go hang out at the lake and take a little swim in the lake, I could do nothing but benefit those beautiful fish with my power of God powers. So that's kind of fun too, is thinking about how much the power of God will make such a difference in water or air or anything. When you are bad people that do bad things, you make bad karma, bad water, bad air. But and then if you make smog or you create bad hairspray out of aerosol and stuff, you're just contributing to bad things in a human way, but you're also contributing to bad things in a spiritual way by doing bad things that bring bad karma and stuff, make bad air, bad water. But when you're around a God, we emanate the power of like really pure, good, fun stuff that benefits everything when we choose to allow our powers to benefit things. So that does sound kind of fun. I was reminiscing with a bunch of people through my queen about the lake. And the fact that it was kind of funny and weird that they researched the water and more right after I was in the water, and it was a dramatic difference. The things you never pay attention to until a god's around. And you realize that when a god's around, very big things end up very different after they're around or when they're around. Yeah. There was a lady that was giving plasma. It was the lady that was so beautiful and amazing that had lung cancer. She was giving plasma, and you make a pretty good amount giving plasma. But I decided as a god, I don't really know what would happen to the machine in the area as they're putting anything near my body, because it's not technically human anymore. So I used to be able to give blood or get a shot or anything because it was a fake human covering, but now it's more a god reality, not as fake as it was. So I thought, well, yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't risk it. Watch the movie Hancock and you'd be amazed how similar Jesus and I get after resurrection, but like I'm trying to hide it. So I had a really hard time with the last of the fleshy thing, but it gets weird. Like nothing works realistically. So you have to keep this whole thing like a magic trick that seems like it works.